Hello and welcome. I want to talk about a situation many people do not understand. You are friendly, you greet people, you try to include everyone. Yet there is that one colleague or that one friend who stays quiet. They disappear during the break. They rarely come to social events. You start thinking, maybe they do not like me. Maybe there is something wrong with me. Today, we will challenge that idea using psychology and research, not guesswork. In this talk, I will do three main things. First, explain what introversion really is. Second, show you how introverts experience social life and why they avoid certain kinds of people. Third, give you practical solutions so you can manage your relationship with introverts in a smarter way. The goal is simple. You stop taking their distance as a personal attack. You start relating in a way that respects their energy and yours. Part 1. What introversion really is. The idea of introverts is not new. In 1921, the psychologist Carl Jung described introverted people as those who turn more toward their inner world of ideas than to the outside world of noise and stimulation. Modern personality research goes further. In 1992, Robert McCrae and Oliver John worked on what is called the Big Five model of personality. They showed that extroversion and introversion form one of the main dimensions of personality. Extroverted people usually seek stimulation and social contact. Introverted people are more reserved and prefer quieter environments. Another important idea comes from Hans Eysenck, a British psychologist. In 1967, he proposed what he called an arousal theory of personality. In simple language, Eysenck suggested that introverts have higher baseline arousal in the brain. Their brain is already more activated, so when the room is noisy and full of people, their system reaches overload faster than the system of an extrovert. Later work by Eysenck and others in the 1990s found more physiological evidence for this difference in arousal. More recently, in 2014, John Zelensky and colleagues reviewed many studies on introversion and solitude. They concluded that introverts are not people who hate others. They simply function better when their need for quiet and controlled social contact is respected. So, from research, we can say this. Introversion is a stable personality trait. It is related to how much stimulation your brain can handle comfortably. It is not a defect. It is not automatically shyness. It is not automatically social anxiety. Part 2. How introverts behave and why people misread them. Let us look at several common habits of introverts and connect each one to research. First habit: preference for low stimulation and deep conversation. Because of their sensitive arousal system, introverts usually prefer small groups, calmer places, and meaningful conversation. In 2019, Jessie Sun and her team recorded real conversations in daily life. They found that well-being was strongly related to the quality and depth of conversations, not just the number of conversations. For introverts, this is even more important. If the talk is always superficial, they spend energy, but receive almost nothing back emotionally. So it is logical that they avoid people who bring constant gossip, loud jokes, and shallow talk. It is not that they hate you. They are protecting a limited social battery. Second habit: strong need for recovery after social contact. In 2017, Swantu Lekas and Ville Ilmarinen followed people several times a day, over 12 days. They found that when people acted in a very extroverted way, their mood improved in the short term, but a few hours later, they felt more tired, especially when they had seen many people. In another study in 2020, the same researcher showed again that high social intensity predicted more fatigue later in the day. Now connect this to Ising's arousal idea. If intense social behavior tires everyone, it will feel even heavier for someone whose brain is already more activated. So, if you are always very intense, always talking, always demanding attention, the introvert will unconsciously link you with exhaustion. The body says, when this person is here, I feel tired. Third habit, deep processing before speaking. Introverts often listen first. They think, then they speak. They like time to organize their ideas. In 2020, a study by Tuovinen and colleagues with almost 900 students in Finland showed that introverts, who were socially engaged in ways that suited them, had higher self-esteem than introverts who withdrew completely. So introverts can participate very well, but they need formats that respect their reflective style. If you interrupt them, push them to answer immediately, or treat their silence as stupidity, their nervous system marks you as unsafe. They will speak less and less when you are around. Fourth habit, selective relationships. In the same Tuovinen study, a few high-quality relationships had a strong positive effect on self-esteem and school engagement for introverts. Jesse Sun's work on conversations also showed that feeling known by others and having deeper talks is strongly linked to well-being. So introverts are not collecting a large number of contacts. They are testing for trust, stability, and emotional maturity. If you push too fast for friendship or share intense personal drama on the first day, you activate their alarm system. They take a step back. Part 3. Why introverts may not like you. Now let us turn the camera gently toward you. I will describe 4 types of behavior that many introverts quietly avoid. You might recognize yourself in one of them. Type 1. The energy invader. This person talks loudly in almost every situation. They walk into offices or private chats without warning. They expect immediate answers and constant enthusiasm. For an introvert, based on Ising's arousal theory, this is pure overload. Their brain receives too much stimulation, too quickly, so they avoid you in order to protect their concentration and their mental health. It is a survival move, not an insult. Type 2. The small talk addict. This person continually starts conversations with no clear purpose. They repeat gossip. They do not notice when the other person gives very short, polite answers. Remember Jesse Sun's research. Depth matters more than quantity. For the introvert, these small talk exchanges use the same energy as deeper conversation, but bring much less emotional reward. So they will limit time with you, not because you are a bad person, but because the cost and the benefit are not balanced for their system. Type 3. The boundary breaker. This person insists, "Come on, you must join us for drinks. Do not be boring." They push the introvert to talk when the person is clearly tired. They do not accept a simple no. Tuovinen's work showed that introverts do better when they can choose how they participate socially. When you ignore their signals, you send a message. Your limits do not matter here. They might still work with you. They might still be polite, but they will not share their emotional world with you. You become only a functional contact, not a trusted ally. Type 4. The drama generator. This person arrives with crisis energy. Every story is intense. Every small problem becomes a big event. Lakers showed that intense social behavior leads to more fatigue later in the day. Add emotional drama to that intensity, and the cost for the introvert becomes very high. So they keep their distance. They might care about you, but they cannot handle that level of emotional noise on a regular basis. Part 4. How to manage your relationship with introverts. Now the good news. You can change how introverts experience you without changing who you are at your core. You simply need a smarter strategy. Strategy 1. Respect their energy system. Accept that they may leave events early. Do not read it as an attack. Avoid long surprise calls when possible. Offer options. For example, would you prefer a message or a short call? This fits with the conclusions of John Zelensky and colleagues. When there is a good fit between personality and environment, introverts function much better. Strategy 2. Offer low-pressure formats. Use one-to-one coffee meetings, not only big noisy group drinks. Send a short agenda before a meeting so the introvert can prepare ideas. Use email or chat for complex topics so they can think and respond clearly. This uses their natural strengths: reflection, analysis, and depth. Strategy 3. Invite their voice in a structured way. Remember Tuovinen's finding. Introverts benefit when social engagement is structured. In a team meeting, you can say, "I would like to hear your view on this. I will come back to you in a few minutes," so you have time to think. Then, when they share, you recognize their contribution. You might say, "Thank you. That is a very helpful angle." You are not giving them special treatment. You are creating conditions where the whole team can benefit from their thinking style. Strategy 4. Talk openly about boundaries. If you are more extroverted, you can say, "I know I talk a lot, and I enjoy people. If you ever need quiet time, please tell me. I will not take it personally." If you are the introvert, you can say, "I like working with you, and sometimes I need silence to recharge. If I say no to an invitation, it is not against you." This small piece of honest communication can protect the relationship for both of you. Part 5. Conclusion. Psychology and research give us a clear message. Introverts usually do not dislike you as a person. They dislike overstimulation. They dislike having their boundaries ignored. They dislike relationships that use their energy without giving emotional value in return. Studies by Jung, McCrae and John, Eysenck, Zelensky, Sun, Likas, Tuovinen, and others all point in the same direction. Introversion is a different way of managing energy and attention. When you understand that, the story changes. So the next time an introvert seems distant, do not ask only, "Why do they not like me?" Ask a better question. How can I connect with this person in a way that respects the way their mind and their nervous system actually work? When you do that, many introverts move from quiet avoidance to steady trust, and the person you thought did not like you may become one of the deepest allies in your professional and personal life. If this message helped you understand introverts better, let me know. Type "I am learning" in the comments. Share your experience. Are you an introvert, or do you work with one every day? What did you recognize in this talk? If you want more psychology made simple, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next session. Thank you for listening.